Hello all, welcome to LTX classes. Welcome to today's The Hindu analysis, date 03/7/2022. The whole article and the classes are being discussed by Srinivas. Okay, yeah, we shall go for The Hindu analysis. Check that. Okay, have these articles to be explored in our The Hindu analysis today. We are going to cover transgender status, grounds Adam Harris dream to be a pilot. This is very important in society and social justice thing. Okay, society and social justice. And second article, saving Chinkurinji from climate change. This is very important in GS3 environment. GS3 environment. US body on religious freedom is a biased one, is given by Ministry of External Affairs. This is very important in GS2 international relations. GS2 international relations. And fourth one, India adds 540 species to faunal database. This is important in GS3 environmental perspective. And next, new pathway to regulate nitrate absorption in plants. This is very important in GS3 environment and science and technology also. And next, India's patent law safeguards under fight. The concept patent law is in the context that is given, or the syllabus that is given in UPSC in GS3 science and technology. We should learn that. And next, measuring quakes. This is very important in GS1 geography. So we shall discuss each and every article from the scratch. Have this information with you so that you can get good information and lot of the knowledge also. Okay, let's start the articles. First article that we selected is transgender status, grounds Adam Harris dream to be a pilot. Okay, before you understand this article, let's have some focus on who stopped him being a pilot. It's being the Dgca. All this is because of his sexual orientation and his present sexual status. Okay, we shall look after that. And this article is very important in GS1 and GS2, that is in society and social justice, right? Society and social justice. So we can understand this article from the very basics about knowing the importance of Dgca and the functions of Dgca, so that we can interlink the whole article with the Dgca. Okay, first of all, look at the Dgca body. We shall discuss from the scratch or from the very low or bottom, so that it helps in our clearing the prelims and mains both. First of all, Dgca, it is an abbreviated form, and the full form being Director General of Civil Aviation. Director General of Civil Aviation. Okay. So, sir, what is this? This is a regulatory body. Yeah, that's good. This is a regulatory body, means which regulates the whole functions of an organization. Sir, which functions? It is civil air functions. Civil air functions means it can be commercial functions, or it can be any of the civil air movements or being controlled by this body, that is known as the Director General of Civil Aviation. It is the regulatory field in the civil air function, or simply civil aviation. That's what we call as civil aviation. Okay, so and it also deals with the primary safety issues regarding the aircraft. Okay, and it is the nodal agency for all regulatory functions, and it also interlinks the main other international body, that is ICAO. Okay, so it acts as the nodal and the connecting agency for ICAO. So then first, what is ICAO? ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization. Okay, Civil Aviation Organization. So the Dgca
connects and have links with this ICA body. Okay, so you got it is the main regulatory body even in air transport services, enforcement of civil air regulations, air safety, airworthiness standards. Everything is being done by the DGCA body. And let's have some focus on the functions of DGCA. Why the function? The requirement of functions is when you observe the scheme of process of the examination of prelims, they are clearly taking everything from the main organization setups, institutions and their functions and their mandatories, right? So that's why we have to focus on the functions of this DGCA so that you can clearly understand the link between the present article that we have selected and the DGCA recent notifications and standards. Okay, the main functions of DGCA. See, I shall be writing and I wish everyone to write the same as follows. Okay, so it is the main function, first of all, is registration of civil aircrafts. Okay, registration of civil aircrafts is one of the main functions of DGCA, and it formulates the standards. Right? So as this is the regulatory body, it definitely formulates the standards of what is this? Airworthiness. Sir, what is airworthiness? Airworthiness is if some aircraft is worthy to fly in the air or not. So this airworthiness for civil aircraft is being dealt by this body, civil aircraft, right? And next we also they also give the licenses for pilot. They also give licenses for pilot. So pilot is a person who runs the aircraft, right? So they give licenses for pilots, for aircraft maintenance, as regular auditing and checking of maintenance of aircraft is necessary for smooth flying, right? So aircraft maintenance engineers, right? Aircraft maintenance engineers and flight engineers. So have this, look at this, I shall be underlining this. And licensing for pilots is the main important topic to link the present article with this, the DGCA. Okay, let's have some other functions also of DGCA. And next one, the licensing for air traffic controllers. So you can observe that all the licenses that are required for civil aviation and everything is under the control of the body, that is DGCA, right? So air traffic controllers or maintenance engineers, right? What we are taking, everything is under the control of the DGCA, right? So and next it is certification of aerodomes. Okay, certification of aerodomes, right? And next, and it also conducts the investigations into air accidents. Okay, air accidents, and taking, it is the primary responsibility of DGCA to take accident prevention measures. Accident prevention measures. Okay, accident prevention measures. So, and it also formulates the safety aviation management program. Safety aviation management program. Okay, so these are the main important functions, right? And you can check the other important function being that can be asked in prelims is potential prelims line or something. This is, see, DGCA also promotes indigenous aircraft, promotes indigenous aircrafts. Okay, indigenous aircrafts, indigenous designs and everything, right? So why I said this is very potential is often we see DGCA as a regulatory body, and we conclude that why DGCA looks after the promoting the indigenous aircraft. No, it is the function of DGCA to promote the designs of indigenous aircraft so that the Make in India program or something that can be successfully implemented. Are you getting? So this is the prelims potential thing, and everything, the point that we mentioned here is of importance in mains, so that you can write. And next we shall focus on the present article with this the functions and everything of DGCA have this. Check this. Here there is one person, his name is Adam Harry. His name is Adam Harry. What happened? Actually, at the time of his birth, he was assigned the sex of female. At the time of the birth, he was assigned the sex of female, and later he was transformed, and he himself intentionally gone to trans man status. Trans man status. Sir, who is a trans man? Trans means change. Trans means change, right? So he changed from female to male, and right now when he is introducing himself as Adam Harry, he often goes on putting himself as male, right? So just tell me, is there any violation that he did? Okay, please comment in the comment box whether he did any mistake in that word. No, it is the duty or the wish of every person to move from one gender to other gender, and this is protected in our Indian Constitution also under Article 21. Article 21 of Indian Constitution deals with freedom of life and personal liberty, right? Freedom of life and personal liberty. Freedom of life and personal liberty. Under this, he can have the sexual orientation of his wish, right? So no one should be forced that he should not transform his gender as his orientation, right? So no one should coerce him or no one should force him. He has to take his decision with free mind, right? So that is what Article 21 says. It provides the ultimate freedom to life and personal liberty, and the liberty being, see, everything should come in restrictions, right? So this also comes with some restrictions, means your freedom should not hurt the others. Unless you are hurting the others, you can transform and you can motivate and develop on your own self, right? So what happened here? See, in DGCA, why the article spoke about the body, that is DGCA, means as we have seen that the functions of DGCA being it issues the licenses, right? So here the Adam Harry, actually he trained as a pilot. Trained as a pilot in 2019. He was accorded as he is the first transgender. He is the first transgender who got the pilot status as, see this transgender, the trainee pilot, right? And the government of Kerala also supported all the expenses that he wishes, right? So we can see, yes, the state is supporting, but what happened? See, but as soon as he gone for medical examination, his certificates are showing as he is female, but he often puts his identity as a male. So this is what the clashes between the certificates and his orientation has come, and the DGCA clearly obstructed in clearing the pilot status, the full pilot status or the certificate or the license. So, sir, on what grounds the DGCA cancelled his certification? See, actually he is the female at his birth, right? But right now he is undergoing the trans male sex hormone therapy. So the DGCA said temporarily you are suspended for being a pilot. Why? Because you are the certificates of your gender and the present status what you are calling is completely different. So see, actually he is a trained private pilot license holder. Actually he wishes and his dream is to fly the private aircraft, and he want to choose his career in private airspace as a pilot and he wishes to show himself as a trans man only. So see what happened. He said, no, you said, the DGCA said, I am temporarily unfit, but I don't want to change or stop my sex hormone therapy. I just want to put myself as trans man. I don't feel being a phobia or something, so that I can disguise my identity for sake of my goal of in private airspace. Are you getting? The complete issue being, during the medical examination, he was asked to put his gender and he put as male, but his certificates shows he has a female gender. So the DGCA asked to stop his trans male sex hormone therapy, but he refused to do the same. Why? Because the masculinizing hormone therapy is a lifelong treatment. What is that therapy? Masculinizing. You generally say masculine gender, right? Masculinizing hormone therapy. Masculinizing hormone therapy is a lifelong treatment. So if I stop this at this stage, I shall remain as something very middle. So I just don't want to put this and I cannot sacrifice my identity because of my profession. This is what the Adam Harry has said. What is that? I cannot sacrifice my identity. Are you getting? Sacrifice my identity for my profession, right? So he is clearly emphasizing that his sexual orientation and his present status of the gender is very important for him rather than his profession. So can I say, see, in Indian articles, fundamental rights, we have freedom of profession under Article 19, freedom of profession under Article 19, and right to put the gender under Article 21. So there is one famous case also, that is case Puttaswamy versus Union of India and right to privacy case. We shall deal that, have this. In case Puttaswamy versus Union of India versus Union of India case, Supreme Court clearly reiterated that one can have his own sexual orientation, and identity. Okay, own sexual orientation and identity, and Supreme Court clearly said that there is right to privacy. Okay, there is right to privacy and there is complete chance of his being to put his gender in the society, right? So this is the main important of case Puttaswamy case. And there is other case also, that is Nalsa versus Union of India. The rights activists who condemned the recent regulation that is given by the DGCA is that, see, if you say so, it is going against the words of Nalsa versus Union of India case. So what is this Nalsa versus Union of India case? In this case, Supreme Court recognized the gender. Which gender? Third gender, a special gender that is completely defined, completely different from the birth or the sex that is assigned to that person at his birth. Okay, that is third gender. In third gender, we see gays, lesbians. See, that is LGBTQ plus. Okay, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, and queers. Transgender and queers. So these are the persons who got the special status of third gender, and this Nalsa versus of India case, Supreme Court reiterated that they should be provided the every fundamental right that is according to the other genders. Okay, so they said clearly that in the Indian Constitution, fundamental rights are mentioned and they should be provided to every person irrespective of his gender, whether he is male or female or third gender or something. He should get the fundamental right as his life is in threat or under the threat if otherwise, right? So this is the important case. So here see, as he was not able to put the private passion into the airspace, he was forced to join as a delivery boy in Zomato. So are you getting this? So from being a trainee many pilot status to a delivery boy in Zomato is a very poor working conditions, right? So this is all the article wishes to speak, and I have selected this. Why? Because see, often we consider these things as unimportant, but we can put all these things in our essay parts, and we can put all these things in our GS parts also as being the case study and everything. So the knowledge of this article helps us in writing the society and social justice answers and the essay answer also. Okay, yes, then we shall go for the other important article. Look at our next article, that is saving Chinkurinji from climate change. So first of all, what is this Chinkurinji? This is a tree. See, can you see this here? The tree is here only. Okay, the Chinkurinji tree at the wildlife sanctuary. What is that wildlife sanctuary? That is Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary. So are you getting the Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary? Please write the importance of Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary. Why we have put this article? This is very important in GS3 environment in prelims part. Okay, so GS3 environment part in prelims. When you see prelims question, often it is framed, okay, the plants which are being affected by the climate change. Where is this Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary? It is in Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserves. Okay, it is in Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserves, and this is very important plant, and it holds some medicinal properties also. So where is this Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve? It is in Kerala, Kollam district. Okay, so in Kerala there is one biosphere that is called Agasthyamala. In Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve, there is one wildlife sanctuary, that is Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary. In Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary, we can see the plants and the trees of Chinkurinji. So, see, the activists or the environmentalists who are protecting and conserving this Chinkurinji tree are often saying that it is getting affected from climate change. Because of climate change, the trending population is becoming negative. Sir, what is the meaning of becoming negative? Means the number of trees has reducedly come down to very poor numbers, and the conservation and the revival status is utmost important as of now. Why they are saying? See, the trees that are in present stage are very old, and they hold right now the very poor flowering and fruiting rates. With this, we can clearly observe that the trending population rate has come down. The new plants, the formation of new trees has become very low and in negative sense. So that's why the environmental conservatives and the activists are often saying that right now we have to plant these trees. Right, if we plant right now, it might take more than 25 years to get and form as a big trees. Are you getting? And here in the article he also mentioned something that is pass. See, Aryankavu Pass is also in Kerala's Kollam district. Okay, so why the name, the wildlife sanctuary Shendrune has come? Because of this tree only, Chinkurinji. So are you getting? The prelims important? Often prelims questions are posed as so. The Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary derives its name from the local indigenous tree, that is Chinkurinji. Is that true or false? Yes, that is true. The Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary derives its name from this tree. But the tree is right now, it is in very poor adoption stages and very poor toleration stages. So the people living in that area, around that biosphere reserves and everything, they hold very great importance to this Chinkurinji tree because of its medicinal properties. Okay, actually it looks in very deep red in color, and it holds very importance to control the blood pressure. Okay, to control the blood pressure and to treat arthritis condition. So arthritis condition is a bone malfunction or bone condition where the individual persons gets pain at the joints. Okay, that is arthritis. So for the treatment of arthritis and for lowering the blood pressure conditions, this tree holds very important stage. Okay, so that's why we have picked this article to put in environmental perspective in prelims mode. Okay, so here have you seen? So this is in Southern Pass, that is in Aryankavu Pass. What is that? It is in Kerala, Kollam district. And what is the biosphere reserve? It is in Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve. Where is the Biosphere Reserve? In that Biosphere Reserve, we have Shendrune Wildlife Sanctuary, and the derivation of name of this wildlife sanctuary is from Chinkurinji tree. Okay, so it is very important to lower the blood pressure and to treat arthritis condition. Okay, so this is all about this article, and nothing more than this is very important for our examination. Okay, so we shall move for the other article. Have this. Yes, we can look after our next article, that is US body on religious freedom. Okay, first of all we shall look after US body on religious freedom, that is named as, and that is referred as bias by our Ministry of External Affairs. We shall look after why Ministry of External Affairs has called this religious freedom body as being very biased. Okay, and the article is very important in our GS2 international relations. In GS2 we have international relations, and in that it is very important for us to understand the basic importance of this article and the recent declaration from that body towards India. Okay, the US body is USCIRF. It is an abbreviated form. See, the full form is United States Commission on International Religious Freedom. Okay, so this is the body, US Commission on International Religious Freedom. Sir, when it is created? It is created in 1998 from the International Religious Freedom Act. International Religious Freedom Act. Clear? From this act, the body USCIRF was formed in 1998. So what is the main role of this body? The main role being it monitors the universal right to freedom of religion. The universal right to freedom of religion, the universal right to freedom of religion or belief abroad. Okay, so it looks after how the other countries are treating their minority people is the main focus, and it also monitors the freedom violations globally, and it also provides the policy recommendations to the US president to take on the measures that are suitable against the other countries. Okay, so this is the main function of this US Commission on International Religious Freedom. So sir, why we are dealing about this international body or US body? Because see, recently it has downgraded the status of India, and it clearly said India is violating the minority religions views, and we can also observe the religious genocide conditions, and it also named or termed India as concern of particular country. So what is this countries of particular concern? Is the status that USCIRF recommends. See that US Commission on International Religious Freedom named India as country of particular concern. Country of particular concern, and named India as one of the countries where religious freedom is not vibrant or religious freedom is not thriving in Indian democracy. Actually, sir, is only the country that India is termed? No. Actually, for country of particular concern, in 2002, USCIRF has recommended 15 countries. It recommended 15 countries, and the countries being, see that, Afghanistan, yes, of course, India, Afghanistan, take India, and Burma, means Myanmar, fourth one, China, sir, China is also there, yes, China is also there, and next, Eritrea, Eritrea and Iran, Nigeria, North Korea, and main Pakistan, and next Russia. Okay, 11 Saudi Arabia, and 12 Syria, 13 Tajikistan. Okay, Tajikistan, and next Turkmenistan, and next Vietnam. So these are the 15 countries that USCIRF designated these countries as countries of particular concern. So where the violation on religious freedom is happening in this country, so it asks the president to take the concerned countries as very important and just want to speak with these heads of this country so that the religious freedom can be reinstated in these countries. So this is the main motto and intention of United States Commission on International Religious Freedom. As I said, recently it has downgraded India's rating on religious freedom and put the country as country of particular concern, made the nation as very bad in the world stage, right? So that our ministers who are holding very credible positions are saying that, see, USCIRF has come with some motivated agenda and just want to picturize the nations of developing in very poor conditions in treating minorities, and the credibility and objective of the organization of USCIRF is in very questionable mark. So that how can we believe the study that is made by USCIRF is of very concluding in nature. Okay, see, but the USCIRF often says, see, because of we have taken the data and downgraded India's rating because of few acts done by India. And what are these? See, recently the arrest of Gujarat rights activists of Teesta Setalvad, Sri Kumar and Sanjay Bhatt, and India also committing grave human rights violations on advocates, journalists, activists, faith leaders. So India is not the country that we have seen in the history where the freedom and the democracy has thrived. So these are the words from USCIRF official bodies. So and it also says that, see, and last year Ministry of Home Affairs, that is Amit Shah, has clearly called the Bangladeshi immigrants to India as termites. Okay, so this the comment that is passed by Union Home Minister is very dehumanizing in sense, and but they did not name it is Mr. Shah, but they clearly said some minister, as one minister from the India completely actually dehumanized the conditions of Bangladeshi immigrants and called as termite. Okay, these are the words that they have used, and they said no. And see, and recently also there is the ban of hijab and the attacks on churches and the demolition of houses. All these shows that there is some lacking of the democracy spirit in India, and the religious freedom is completely absent in India. So that's why the countries of particular concern names these countries, and actually the USCIRF body reduced the rating of India being a complete religious freedom. These are the words of religious freedom body, and India countered that on the basis of the credibility and the objective of organization, and we have come with by naming itself as the biased body. Okay, so the biased body, these things are very important. Why? Because UPSC often comes with these statements and asks to critically analyze, and we have to clearly take the stand as yes, of course we have to accept some issues are happening, but these can be solved through cross-cultural celebrations, and these things often used by international bodies to picturize India in a black condition. So no, India is a country with fundamental rights also provide complete religious freedom, and we have to put that in our examination paper. So are you getting? So this is the importance of this article, and we shall move on to the next article. Now look at this article. The article speaks about India adds 540 species to faunal database. Faunal means it is related to animal database. Faunal means animal, flora means plants. Okay, see, the article is very important in GS3 environment. Okay, GS3 environment, and the article is completely of data and facts, and this is very important in prelims part. So you can observe that the article saying India added 540 species to faunal database in 2021. So, and the country added 350 Indian flora taxes during the same time. Okay, and he says the complete new discoveries or new records to India, and we have many mammals, reptile species, and species is also named in this article. Okay, and you can observe that the Geological Survey of India says that India contributed. See, Geological Survey of India had contributed in the animal discoveries, and most of the discoveries are done by that Geological Survey of India. Okay, which looks after the discovery of the geological beings, means animal beings, and most of being done by this body only. And they have come with one important data that if we take complete fauna, India holds 1.03 lakh species. Okay, 1.03 lakh species of fauna, and India contributes to 6.1% of faunal diversity in the whole world. Okay, in world we hold 6.1% of faunal diversity, and this is very important thing that we have to remember for our examination and to mention in our mains part also. So are you getting? So these are the things. And when it comes to discovery of floral data, when it comes to discovery of floral data, most of the things like 28% is highly concentrated in Western Ghats and Northeast regions. Only these two regions hold nearly 30% of total discoveries that India made in flora. Okay, so this includes ornamental plants, horticulture, agricultural, medicinal plants, and leguminous plants, orchids. All these are included in floral parts, and these are very important. And the article says yes, new discoveries are happening, but there is also the danger of increase in climate change that we often see, right? So the protection of this flora, fauna, aquatic, coastal, and marine ecosystem are very essential. These are the words that is coming from Union Environmental Ministry. Okay, so we can understand this. So the article is important in this data and facts, and we have covered everything. We shall go for the next article. So come up with our next article, that is the new pathway to regulate nitrate absorption in plants. So what we get this from plants? Actually plants absorb nitrates to get rejuvenated or to get energy for its development. So first of all we shall look at the importance of nitrogen in plants and the whole article and the sequence. See, first of all, see, people often miss the Hindu newspaper on Sundays as they take some break, but the Hindu carries very important science articles and the adoptions that is happening and the application of science and technology part that is very crucial for our both prelims and mains is being carried in these science articles in the Hindu on Sundays. So please do follow our channel to get the sufficient knowledge on science and technology part, where we shall be starting from the scratch and we shall provide the holistic knowledge that is required to tackle the questions in the examination. So first of all, look at the importance of nitrogen. Actually, when you see nitrogen is a nutrient. So that is required for plant. Nutrient means which provides extra energy, which provides energy to the being. Here it is plant, it takes nitrogen as its nutrient. So nutrients are often divided into micro and macronutrients. Micro and macro. Micro means there is small requirement of this nutrient parts for the plants. Macro means there is a huge requirement, there is a large requirement of plants of this nutrient. In micro, actually nitrogen comes under the part of macronutrient. So from this we can understand nitrogen is the one of the most important macronutrients that is required for the development of a plant, and it is a part of chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is the green pigmentation that leaves hold, and they actually does the photosynthesis with the help of chlorophyll cells, right? This is the green pigmentation cells. It is the part of chlorophyll, and it is the part of amino acids. Amino acids are basic fundamental blocks, okay? Amino acids and nucleic acids. Okay, so this is one of the important things, and most of the nitrogen for the plant is sourced or draws from the soil. Okay, mainly it is draws from the soil, and the main important thing is nitrogen is the most abundant gas that is existing on the earth, right? More than 70%. But the problem is plants cannot absorb this nitrogen in this original form. There is some process is required, and the process is nitrogen should cut into small pieces as nitrates and ammonia. As plants cannot absorb this the full form of nitrogen as it is, it uses some nitrogen fixing bacteria. With the help of some bacteria, like for example rhizobium. Okay, rhizobium is a new nitrogen fixing bacteria where it fixes the available nitrogen into the plant required form, that is nitrates and ammonia. Okay, so plants absorb these nitrates and grows as usual, right? So there is one thing you have to check for how nitrogen is being absorbed in the form of nitrates and amino acids, but there is some requirement of, what is that? There is requirement of some genes which are existing in plants which absorbs this nitrogen. Okay, for every action or for every expression of an element, or it's being a human beings or plants or viruses, for every expression there is underlying structure, that is the gene formation. Okay, so here the genes are very important to control the expression of root structure. Here roots are being given most importance in this article. Why? Actually it is the roots that which takes nitrates and ammonia. It is the roots which takes the nitrogen and ammonia. So the roots should be stabilized, and there is requirement of one gene to express and to absorb this nitrates and ammonia. This is the importance of whole this experiment and the structure. In this article, experiments are being done to improve the absorption of nitrogen in the form of nitrates. Yes, of course, in nitrate absorption in plants, and to have better tolerance control of the climatic stress conditions. So are you getting? To control the climatic stress conditions, it is being used, and the article is discussing about it. And you should also look about the difference between the genes DNA and RNA, which is very much important to our present articles, and I shall deal in general. Look this. First of all, what is the gene? Gene is it is a chromosome structure where we can observe the nucleotides and everything. We shall deal that, don't worry. It is the structure. It is the structure or part. It is the structural part, structure or part of expression of any characteristic. Characteristic means if someone is height, or someone is low height, or someone is in white color or black color, someone is in general mood or in different mood, everything is being controlled by genes. Why? Because genes releases some hormones. Okay, some hormones are influenced with this, and the hormonal controlling releasing structure is in with the genes. So it is often a DNA. The part of DNA is called gene. DNA means double deoxy. Actually DNA means deoxy ribonucleic acid. Deoxy ribonucleic acid. It is in double helix structure. Take this. This is the double helix structure. Actually the original form being okay. So this is double helix structure, and this is the open one. See, here we have some nucleotides naming A, T, G, C in this form. Okay, what is A? Adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. You don't need to remember all these things. For your basic understanding I am providing. So what are these? The A, T, G, C are called the nucleotides. Okay, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. Okay, so this is the DNA double helix structure part. And sir, what is the difference between DNA and RNA? DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. Okay, ribonucleic acid. DNA is double strands. Have you seen? This is a double stranded one, but RNA is a single stranded one, where the nucleotides are same except one. Okay, here also adenine is present, here also guanine is present, here also cytosine is present, but the only difference is when you observe T, thymine, but in here RNA we see it is as uracil U. Okay, adenine, guanine, cytosine are same for DNA and RNA. The only difference between DNA and RNA is T, that is here it is thymine, but here it is U, that is uracil. This is the importance. So then what is the gene? Gene means, see, this DNA is very lengthy, and in very lengthy actually, okay, let's take 20 to 30 or at least 50 nucleotide controls one expression. Okay, this is ATGC, here the number is 4. Let's take some 40, 50 or any number which is the perfect expression form. That a perfect expression form is gene where it controls the expression of that gene. The expression of that gene means how it replies, how it responds, how it affects. All these are the effects of gene or the expression, gene expression form. So are you getting the importance of this article or the present scientific development or the research being how there is RNA that is affecting the nitrate absorption in this plant? So that's why we have discussed the difference between DNA, RNA and the gene here. Okay, so here some research is being done on ribonucleic acid RNA, some microRNA we shall look at, but here the research is done on plants, and the plants are very monocot and dicot. Okay, so let's have the difference between monocot and dicot and we shall deal the article. Check this. This is monocot. Monocot means single seed leavings. Okay, single seed leaves, single seeding leaves are called monocot, and dicot, when you observe, see, these are two, right? So mono means single and di means two. So here they use the word cotyledon or simply monocot or dicot. Cotyledon means that is seeds with two leaves or one leaf. If it is one leaf, it is called monocot, and it is of two seed leaves, it is called dicot. Monocot example is corn and dicot example is bean. Here in the article they have taken the monocots. There is other example that is often we eat, that is rice. Rice is an monocot, and tobacco is dicot. Here in the research or in this article they have mentioned monocot of rice and dicot of tobacco, and the whole experiment is done on the rice part. Okay, and so they successfully completed one study, and they have come with some experimentation things also by telling few of the things on monocots, rice, and they are also doing the same experiments on tobacco. Okay, let's have the discuss on the original article and the C. Mainly the research as done by National Center on Biological Sciences under Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bangalore. Okay, in Bangalore. Okay, in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research the whole experiment has done. Here let's have this. Often explaining that gene is the expression form, right? For every expression from human being or plant or virus, there is the requirement of gene. So here also, to absorb nitrogen, one gene is used. That gene is named as MADS27. MADS27 is the gene which regulates the nitrogen absorption. This gene regulates the nitrate absorption. Okay, nitrate absorption. So if we get something that some gene is influencing on nitrate absorption, if we carefully transform this gene into a better form, it provides the new methods and new forms, and this helps in nitrate absorption. And this gene also helps in root development and stress tolerance means even in climatic harsh conditions it can withstand the crop. Okay, so but here to activate this gene MADS27 into exact required form, we require some micro RNA. What is that? Micro RNA. I'll tell what is micro RNA. That micro RNA is MIR444. So you have to remember MADS27 and MIR444. We shall look at what is the real meaning of this micro RNA. A micro RNA is a small single stranded. It is a small single stranded. I said what is single strand and double strand, right? In DNA or RNA is always a single stranded one, right? So it is a small single stranded RNA molecule that we find in plants, animals and virus. Okay, but the main function of micro RNA is RNA silencing. Okay, RNA silencing. Sir, what is this silencing? And it also helps in regulation of gene expression, to control regulation of gene expression. Okay, sir, you said MADS27 regulates. Okay, here regulation is done by gene only. To support that gene, one micro RNA is used. So that micro RNA here is MIR444. It is a small single stranded one. It helps in RNA silencing. Sir, what is silencing? Silencing means for every note down of that nucleotides, there should be one gene expression. To make that gene expression into ceasing stage, means to put off that expression, we require silencing. That silencing is known gene RNA silencing or gene silencing. Are you getting? Gene silencing means we intentionally switching off the expression of that gene into outward. Okay, so that is called silencing. Okay, and it also helps in post transcriptional regulation of gene expression. Okay, that is the real meaning, but just have this helps in regulation of gene expression. So what we have found from this, okay, actually there is one MADS27 gene which helps in regulation of nitrate absorption, and there is other micro RNA which helps in the controlling or the activation of MADS27. So the experiments are done on monocots and dicots, right? So have this. So what is the importance of regulating that nitrate absorption? That often we see in plants there is the overuse of nitrates. Okay, there is overuse of nitrates. This overuse of nitrates should be controlled, otherwise the excess production or the excess nitrogen is released into soils and ultimately mixes with water, right? Ultimately mixes with water, so that we can absorb the soil and water pollution, and nitrogen also contributes on greenhouse gases increase. So what happens with greenhouse gases increase? If greenhouse gases increases, the average temperatures of the earth keeps on increasing. So are you getting? So but nitrogen is important for what? For development of grain production, and for proper growth of plant. Nitrate is important. How we use nitrogen? We uses nitrogen in the form of urea fertilizers. So overuse of urea fertilizers keeps on dumping the excess nitrates in the soils, and it is leading to the accumulation of nitrates in water and soil, and thus causes the water and soil pollution, right? So to avoid all this, what we have to look? We have to look after the optimal use or the perfect use. The optimal use of nitrates is required at this stage. The optimal use of nitrates is required, and the whole process of nitrate absorption as it takes in roots, a well developed root system is required to take it optimally. So at one level we found that there is one hormone, that hormone is called auxin. Okay, auxin is a hormone. Auxin is a hormone. It is responsible for well developed root system across all the plants, and a number of genes helps the auxin production and improves nitrate transportation in the plants. So auxin is important for what? Auxin is important to develop well developed root system. This well developed root system helps in the optimal usage of nitrogen. Okay, so these are the things. So then what we shall do right now, sir? Now our main condition is this microRNA MIR444 needs to be switched. This is the words that are we use in this. Needs to be switched means it should be made that these have to target MADS 27 for proper regulation of nitrate absorption. So it controls higher abundance and improves the biosynthesis also. If we rejuvenate this MADS 27, it helps in improving biosynthesis and it helps in improving the transportation of nitrates in the plants, and it also helps in production of that hormone, that is auxin. Okay, and it is key for root development, right? So these are the things what we have to know. We have to turn off at least 5 genes. Okay, what this MIR444 have to do? This MIR444 have to switch off means it has to silence 5 genes and it needs to express the other genes with the in that MADS, so that the favorite specific genes that is in MADS can be switched on. Okay, switched on. Sir, what is this switch on and switch off? If we cut off the expression of few genes, it is called switch off or silencing. If we keep on encouraging the gene to express, that is called switched on. Okay, that is called switched on. So the experiment comes with some 3-pronged effect. Some 3-pronged effect means it helps in, if we do this, we get 3 effects. First one is, of course, it helps in improving the proteins. Because of some switching on method, and it helps in better development of root. Because of all these things, we can observe better development of roots by regulating auxin hormones, right? And finally, it also says we can observe it can control the abiotic stress. Abiotic stress means the natural stress, and it can develop the better tolerance capacities. Okay, natural stress means high sunlight or high winter conditions, high rainfall means that is floods, or in any condition it can withstand, and it also improves in proteins improvement by switching on few genes. So the article also clearly expresses that we have done a great experiment on monocots, and we have found very prominent expressing things, and we have to do the same research and dicot plants, and we have to wait for the results. These are the things that researchers have come with the Hindu, and the Hindu carried a beautiful important article for our examination. Have this in mind. Just remember few things. Okay, so there should be one gene for controlling every expression in every being, whether it is humans or plants or animals. To affect that gene, they require some microRNAs. This is what all this experiment has done, right? So the words MADS 27 is a gene and MIR444 is a microRNA which helps in expressing the MADS 27 gene. Okay, this is the ultimate thing in this article, and next we shall focus on other article.
Okay, now we shall discuss the other important article, that is India's patent law safeguards under fire. Okay, and here he speaks about patent laws. First of all, we should know what is the patent, importance of patent, the laws or the acts that are being safeguarding the Indian patents, so that we can understand the real meaning and the essence that what he are saying about the safeguards that are under fire. Okay, we shall discuss this, have this. First of all, what is a patent? In general, patent means it is a registration kind of things. So what you are registering? You are registering something which is not there in the world. That means you are inventing one product and you just want the rights over right. Okay, you just want the rights. Which rights? You want the exclusive right. Why? You just want to promote the thing of your exclusivity. Why? You might have spent lots of years. You might have spent lots of years and lots of your efforts are there in that invention, right? So in that invention, you should receive some commercial in perspective also, right? Commercial things also. So that commercial things here, it means, see, because of exclusive right, the person who invented can only produce the product, right? Or otherwise, if he does not have any infrastructure in his disposal, he may sell the product to the other producing company also. Fine, just see, if I am a researcher and if I have done some research and I found one invention, one great invention, and don't have any infrastructure to produce that, so that I may sell my invention to the company, and what I'll receive? I'll receive the royalty. Okay, I'll receive the royalty. Just take, if I find one drug and I hold the exclusive rights, I have sold it to, let's take some company that is Redis. Okay, take this Redis company, I have sold to Redis company, and they are producing the drug, and the cost of the drug being 10 rupees, and I have asked for every sale of one tablet I should get at least 3 rupees. I should get at least 3 rupees. This 3 rupees is called the exclusive right or the royalty that I should receive. The royalty that I should receive. If I ask, is that good? Yes, of course. Why? Because I might have spent lots of years and I might have spent lots of investment also. See, the product has become success, so that I am receiving the royalty. What if my product gets absolutely failed? I should face that loss also, right? So as a commercial motive or a commercial incentive, I should get this thing, right? So here, but observe one thing, this is absolutely fine when people are so rich so that they can afford the drugs. What if people are in very low or poor background condition and who are oftenly suffering from diseases, then they have to take the lifelong prescription or something. So for these conditions, what generally the people in developing countries will do? They'll try to produce the generic version. Sir, what is the generic version? The generic version means the version which exactly uses the same chemical component of the original drug. Okay, same original drug component being used here in generic version. But what is the difference? The only difference is that here the company which is producing has to pay the royalty, so they are charging the extra amount and they are putting the profits also. But when generic companies are doing this thing, they don't invest in research and development, right? So they try to produce the goods at very, very cheaper rates only. Fine. So this is the importance of generic version, and I think you got complete information regarding what is patent, importance of patent, and what is the generic version. Okay, so in India we have Indian Patent Act. Okay, Indian Patent Act, which actually controls or regulates the patents that are offered in India. Fine. So yes, sir, all this is okay. Then why it says the safeguarding laws are under fire? Have this and understand the present context right now. There is one body, have this context, there is one body, that is Economic Council, Economic Advisory Council to Prime Minister, Economic Advisory Council to Prime Minister, they advise the Prime Minister that the period with which the patent application is challenged, the patent application is challenged by the public, should be reduced to 6 months only. Okay, earlier it is more than 1 year, and right now it is reduced to 6 months only. So the concern has come right now. Sir, I did not get what you are speaking. See, when a company, let's take myself, has filed a patent, okay, who will get this? The patent office that is existing in India, patent office. Okay, so in this patent office I have applied for patent. If they accept the patent, I'll get, let's say, some 20 years of exclusive rights. When should I get? When I really invented something. When should I get the patent? When I really invented something. But see, cleverly what I have done, I have changed a few things and I have added only the things which are already in existence or already in the discovery mode of the old science. Clear? Something is there in our old science perspectives, and you know that India is the land of medicine, and we have rich knowledge in our history where the medicinal properties of most of the flora and fauna is known to everyone, right? So in this case we generally take that old science knowledge should not be given as patent right to anyone, and this is the heritage and culture that the nation holds. So see, when I filed the patent, one of the persons who have interest on the welfare of the public has reached the government or reached the patent office and counter filed my patent with the clear substantiation. So I should get some time, right? The other person should get some time, right? So when the same time is reduced for 6 months, the person who wants to oppose my patent, what if he might knew that yes, I have applied for patent which is already existing in old science, but the time has crossed 6 months, then he could not get any of the opportunity to counter my patent. So this is the great loss, right? So this is the great loss. So this is the context, and you have understood the fine concern also. So get this. What are the opposition points that the author is trying to put here? Here, see, actually the opposition filing has come for mere 6 months time only. And second one, there is chance of, see, pre-grant opposition. This is also one of the important one. Pre-grant opposition. What is a pre-grant opposition? It is a law which says that even if you are going for patent office to file your applications, few persons who have this knowledge, who had the knowledge of old science or something, they will put all these things at any time before the patent office. Even the patent is getting declared by the patent office. For what? To grant or to reject a patent application. Sir, what does this mean? Take me, okay, if I am running a NGO which I want to support the patents and which I want to support the generic versions, so that I'll collect the lots of knowledge in the world and I'll try to put them into the office of patent, so that when they are granting the patent, they will actually scrutinize the patent applications. When they scrutinize the patent application, they come to know that no, they are not doing any new invention, but rather they are discovering the things only. So that's why they should not be given any patent, right? So these are the two things under concern. The time has come for 6 months, and right now they want to go against this pre-grant opposition, which are very useful for the society. So here they are coming with few things. What is that thing? Author here tries to emphasize that, see, Indian Patent Office actually scrutinizes the 50,000 plus applications, 50,000 plus patent applications every year. So the examiner often misses the critical information, and they might not take the things into the consideration part. So that, and a recent study also says that out of 7 out of 10 patents that are granted are errors, okay, or have given in error way. So the errors should be corrected with this pre-grant opposition and by increasing the 6 months time limit. No, you should not come down that time into 6 months, so that the activists would not get any time to counter your patent applications. So a robust pre-grant opposition system should be cultivated, and which provides the administrative extra layer of scrutiny, right? It of course provides the extra layer of administrative scrutiny, right? So otherwise what they'll do, the commercial companies will keep on doing the evergreening. The commercial companies keep on doing the evergreening. Sir, what is this evergreening? Evergreening means, you see, if one company tries to put some drugs, they have come with one drug, they got patents, they got exclusive rights, they earn much, right? And after 20 years they'll try to change the fixed dose combinations by adding a new elements, and they again come with that, sir, this is again a new invention, and they just want to revive that drug invention so that they shall be getting the other 20 years. So if they keep on doing again after and after every 20 years, it is called the evergreening of patents. No, India should not encourage that. Rights activists would not encourage that. Sir, why? See, if they keep on evergreening without any commercial invention or without any benefit to the society, that should not be encouraged. Why these companies will do? These companies will get royalty, and they can earn huge profits by pocketing the diseases of the people. Are you getting? So this should not be done. This should not be done to encourage the frivolous patents, right? So then see here, the author is trying to put some of the case studies have this. In 2005, there is one association that is called Cancer Patient Aid Association, okay, CPAA, and it has filed against the company Novartis. And you might know the Novartis company which produces drugs in world stage, right? This is a Swiss company. Actually, they have come with some patent application regarding Gleevec. This Gleevec is a life-saving anti-cancer drug. This is a life-saving anti-cancer drug which helps to increase the life of the people, okay? But when they want to consider it as a patent, some of the persons, like this association CPAA, has come with pre-grant opposition system, and they have put to the patent office that no, this Gleevec is not any new invention, but this is a combination of drug that is already existing in use and which was upheld by the Indian Patent Law Office. And this Novartis company approached the High Court, and the High Court also appreciated the works of CPAA, and they have gone to Supreme Court. Even Supreme Court have supported the CPAA only. So that's why the actual price of the drug, rupees 14 lakhs. Are you getting? This life-saving drug is 14 lakhs. The price has come to little more than 40,000, which is somewhere affordable even to a common person, right? So 14 lakhs is unimaginable, and yes, 40,000 is that which a family can manage at least, okay? So this is the case study. From this we can understand that no, patents, evergreening of patents should not be encouraged. In the same way, 2006, take this case study. There is one company that is called Dgca. They want to get patent for Combivir. Okay, so Combivir, it is a fixed dose combination of two AIDS drugs. Here also the people have come with pre-grant applications, so that what happens, see, to have this medication for 1 year, it costs more than $10,000. Right now the price is $100. which means a reduction of price in minus 99%, right? So that even very poor and middle class can afford for this medicine. So these are the important things that people are coming with this. They are saying that no, medicines and vaccines are utmost important at this time, and companies should not only crave after the commercial purpose, but they have to look after the things that are required by developing countries and underdeveloped countries, and it is the responsibility of everyone to take health as the main concern, and people should not only think in a commercial motive, rather should go in a service motive. So the best way of for coming with these inventions is that companies and government should also increase research and development in medical colleges, so that if any invention has come from medical college, it can be provided at very least cost without expecting any patents, and even the poor people also get the drugs in efficient way and at very low cost, right? So the real challenge of evergreening should be closed down, and the time that have reduced 6 months should be increased, and there should be a robust pre-grant opposition system which should be very robust and which should be stringent, so that even poor people can also use that. Okay, are you getting? So this is the case all about the article. I think you could understand the things, right? And next we are going for the next article. Okay, let's look after this article. This is our last article, and this is about measuring the quakes. Okay, this is very important in GS1 geography. Okay, GS1 geography. Okay, all these are geophysical phenomena that we observe from Earth, right? This comes in geography and have this. So measuring the quakes. Here quakes means earthquakes. Earthquakes. Okay, it is like tremble that the earth receives from inside. Okay, sir, how it will receive and why it will receive? See, there is one theory that is called plate tectonics. See, take this is earth, and you might see earth is a straight form, right? No, but from upper mantle to crust you can observe something that is called plates that are existing inside the earth. Okay, plates that are existing inside the earth, and often these plates keep on moving only. So when they does this movement, it can move in this way and it can move in this way, and they will create some rupture here, and that enters into our crust form, and we can observe the geophysical phenomena in the formation of volcanoes, or in the formation of hills, or at least in the formation of earthquakes also. So earthquakes often being produced because of the movement of plates that are existing under or beneath the crust and above the mantle. So the point where the earthquakes actually starts is called the focus. It is called the focus or hypocenter. Focus or hypocenter, and the point directly above it on the surface, or it is called the, see, it is called, actually this is the, take this as focus, and if it is first received here, it is called the epicenter. This is called the epicenter. Epicenter is the first point that receives the earthquake from down, right? So epicenter, and this is focus or hypocenter, and that is epicenter, from where the trembles, actually the tremors come and felt all the surface near that epicenter, right? So then the waves that are coming from inside the earth is called seismic waves. What is that? These are called seismic waves. So seismic waves can be observed on graph that is called seismic graph. That is called seismic graph. To have this graph, we have the scale that is called Richter scale. We have that Richter scale. So the person is called Richter, and he has come with the scale. The scale is called Richter scale, and it have logarithms. Okay, the scale have logs from where we measure the things. Okay, and there are points, so that's why as we use the logs, we can have the number as 5.1, 5.2, 6.3 as so. See, one thing, when you are moving from one point to the other, you can feel the great time of 31 times increase in energy released from the earth. So what is earthquake? It is simply the energy released from the earth, right? So when you are going from 5th point to 6th point, actually it releases 31 times more energy and heat beneath the earth, and we observe the great destruction that is happening above the earth, right? So in this way we can measure the earthquakes. How earthquakes are measured? Through seismic stations which have put some sensors inside the earth, right? In India we have the national seismological networks. In India we have seismological networks, and it has rich history of 120 years. Okay, from that time it is measuring the earthquakes by putting some sensors. Okay, they will collect this energy release from this thing, and they will disperse the information that they are getting from that sensors. Okay, are you getting? So how the zones in India are divided? Have this. In India the zones are divided into zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 and zone 5. Okay, see sir, what happened to zone 1? Or you forgot zone 1? No, zone 1 is not there in India. We have zone 2 and zone 5. What is zone 5? Zone 5 is most hazardous place, and zone 2 is least hazardous. So if zone 2 is least hazardous, what should be the zone 1? Zone 1 is no hazardous, and we cannot declare, and we should not declare, any zone is free from earthquake. We cannot say that any zone is free from earthquake. So that's why we have put everything in zone 2, 3, 4 and 5 only, and the greatest danger often happens in most hazardous zone, where we can observe the hills, the Ghats region and the plate boundary end region. Okay, so the question is, can we build early warning system for earthquakes? Yes, of course, but see, it is nearly impossible to predict the earthquake, but through proper fixation of sensors we can sufficiently get the information. But the main thing is we should be very resilient. In controlling the earthquakes. We should get some excellent data collections, and inputs should be given so that we can efficiently manage the computers. We can use artificial intelligence so that we can get the real-time information before the actual earthquake happens, right? And here we just want to put one thing, that is, when we increase the real resiliency, we can reduce the mitigation. Okay, the crisis can be mitigated with great efficiency. For example, the case study being, we know Japan often faces the conditions of earthquakes, and it often receives the great destruction. So in the time when comes, they are using right now the wooden structures only, right now they are using the wooden structures, so that the cost comes down, the cost of building comes down, and the destruction comes down, and the deaths also come down. So with this we have managed the economical thing, and we have managed the life-saving mitigating crisis pattern also, right? So these are the things we have to maintain. Why we have raised this? We have raised this earthquakes being measured because recently the borders of Afghanistan and Pakistan have come with these earthquakes. They have experienced this earthquake at the scale of 5.9, and from the last 20 or 30 years they have not seen any great destruction that happened because of earthquakes in this manner. So that's why the article has come with how earthquakes are being measured, and we have come from the very scratch point of geography, and I think and you have learned most of the things from this article. Okay, see here, every article we do a lot of research and we put the things here, and we just want your appreciation. And how can you show your appreciation? In the form of hitting the like button, by subscribing the channel, so that you won't miss any of the parts coming from Suresh Sir LTX classes English channel. Fine, so do comment also how you have felt our classes and what are the requirements that you want, or any series in this way you can comment also. Okay, yes, thank you.